All right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, I like the clap. That'll help. That'll help. All right. So we have a short meeting planned for you today. We're going to be out of here 10 minutes early. So we got a lot but we have a regularly scheduled programming as well. So we got a lot to cram into a short period of time. By the way, feel free to grab some seats at the table. The people online think nobody's here, even though we got it lined on both sides. So, by the way, before we get started, thank you for popping that up there, Steph. Realtor Huddle, if you want to receive text alerts about, hey, who's coming up, what's the next speaker going to be every single week, go ahead, scan that QR code. We'll wait till I see the phones drop, and then we'll move on. All right. So, yeah, so there's that. Thank you for putting that up there. We start this meeting off like we do every single week with a tell me something good. I know, I should have Steph, you need to cue that up next time. Just push the button and have it queued up. Tell me something good. So, Miss Valerie Jennings, my ex-girlfriend, baby mama.
What?
What do you what do you what do you got? What do you got?
You're in trouble.
I know.
Yeah, the new listing went live today.
That's a win. That's a win. We did. Well done. Awesome. Looks really cool. And then on our team, I believe Anna hasn't had her first closing of the year. So that happened on the 2nd. So hats off to Anna, who's online. I think Anna's online. And then Manu, who is not here, had, I think, our first new escrow. She beat Valerie by a couple of minutes, or about 12 hours. She had her first, she's been working with this person for a long time. I believe she's actually working with you on that one too, JJ, right?
Sure.
Yep. So we got Manu. Give Manu a round of applause. And then Tom's a new guy. Tom, mind standing up, introducing yourself, and tell us something good.
Hey, everybody. Orange Tom Knight. I've been in EXP for a couple of years. I'm actually an agent in California and in Idaho. So I do a lot of business.
Saw your truck.
Yeah. I do a lot of business, clients moving out of California into Idaho.
Yeah.
So I'm an old guy, so I don't do a lot of social posting. I struggle with that.
You're young for an oak tree, Tom.
So it is what it is. I decided I'm going to post something on Facebook. I have a Facebook page, moving from Idaho or California to Idaho. So I post, everybody's asking me because everybody likes to go to BSU. So they're looking for rentals or houses to buy for the kids. So I find this property and it's great, rental property. So I post on, hey, that's some property. And I get a call from one of the old clients that actually moved in California.
Wow.
80-year-old, right? Nice, right? Sold her. Sold, bought. Hey, I need to get into investment properties. You think this is something I should do? And I'm like, because she had a bunch and they sold them all. I think she out of stuff. So I hate going to Idaho in the winter time because right? Understand I need my
Yeah.
I don't like going, but anyway, so she called me, so 2 weeks I gotta go back to Idaho and I'll provide another house.
Fantastic. That's awesome. Congratulations.
Posting in social media that I don't like to do, but it's work.
Okay, awesome. All right. And then anybody else? I don't see anybody online. Oh, Clark.
Yeah, we just onboarded actually I've been working with her for almost 9 months.
Oh, wow.
Very accomplished commercial agent in Tampa, Florida.
Tampa, Florida.
Her name is Kelly Oliver. And so when you see her, welcome her. She'll be at Cabo. And then she is also an author too. She wrote a book on business opportunities and that kind of thing.
Oh, wow.
We are recording on one tomorrow. That's been kind of a really, off market, lots of moving parts, lots and the house and the lot and just all sorts of stuff. And next we'll record tomorrow. And then we have a listing coming up, probably going to be first part of February.
Okay.
Over Citrus Heights.
Nice.
On Zenith. And right over there, like in that whole area, it used to be called Antwerp Place. And it's going to be 1,900, or it is 1,945 square feet, probably be marketing around 515 to 525.
All right. Well, so everybody, if you've got some clients,
And it's all been fully refurbished.
So what I love about your Tell Me Something Good, Clark, is that people are always saying, hey, EXP is just about recruiting, which you are, which you do, obviously. But then you just have a closing and you have another listing coming up. So we're also selling houses. So there's multiple revenue opportunities in addition to selling houses. So we give Clark a round of applause. Did you have something? You can do it. You can do it right now. Yeah, certainly. That's definitely Tell Me Something Good.
So I have a condo in Stockton. It's listed for it's coming on Monday for 225. It's by the college and so it's a really good area. And it's a great little investment opportunity. I also have a listing in Citrus Heights. It is on Stefano Court, which is right off of Greenback and Dewey. That one is listed for 480. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It's been completely remodeled. It has 0.23 of an acre.
Wow.
And a nice new roof.
Ready to go.
What else do we have? Duplex. Oh, my duplex is on the market right now, 4419442 Palm Avenue. It's got 1825, 1815 for the rent on either side. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. On either side, it's been updated. Tenants pay gas and electric. I pay all the rest out of rent. So if you're interested in that, that's on the market. There's an open house this weekend from 12 to 3, which I will be hosting.
What city is that? I'm sorry. What city is that? Duplex.
9842, so like
Foothill Farms, okay.
it's really,
It's right around the corner from Madison and Eighty.
yeah, Madison.
So what's the listing price on that one? 499 and both units renting out for 1850.
Leases for about in February and June, so there's the rent. It's definitely not at market. It's high and it's good. It's nothing.
Yeah, no, that sounds like a good buy right there.
Yeah. And then we also have some coming up. I have a fixer in Fair Oaks. Waikiki, that'll be coming up in the next couple weeks. That will be listed at $399. And then I have another one in Stockton. This is a 2-1 built in the 1920s, super cute, has a basement, which is crazy. And we're fixing that one up, and that one's gonna come on at $299.
$299.
That was a 1,300 square foot, 2-bedroom, 1-bath.
Cool. Cool. And so a lot of activity. Who says winter has to be slow, right? Well done. But do you have access to Brent Gove's team page as well? Because you can also post those there. Awesome. So if anybody doesn't have access and you have coming soons, anything like that, because inventory is super tight, what we want to do is share the wealth. We want to work with the agents we know are great. So make sure you're posting them on Brent Gove's team page as well. Okay. If you don't have access, reach out to Rob.
Yes.
Reach out to Rob and he'll get you access to the Brent Gove team page. Yep.
I didn't forget.
You have to like Brent's page first,
Oh.
and then we can say.
You have to like Brent and his page.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. And then the last, tell me something good. What do you got?
So I turned to Mr. Don Yoakum, a team in Tennessee, and they did 135 homes last year. And
Wow.
there's 35 agents. So the broker is looking to switch from where he's at right now. So I got him introduced to Mr. Yoakum, and that's in the process.
Wow. Let's go. There's some mailbox money for you. Well done. All right. Yeah. It has to close. Don't cash the checks until it closes, right? All right. So you may notice on your desk, there are some papers. One of them and they say, let me handle your real estate transactions. Crystal, you mind sharing real quick about what it is you passed out?
Yeah, so I am a TC. It's one of my second jobs that I do around my responsibility here for Brent and the Make for More team. So if you are not on the team, do not have a team TC, and you're looking for an outstanding TC, I'm looking to pick up some clients this year. So all my information is on there. Full service. I'm a licensed agent, so that's beneficial to you as well.
What do you charge, Crystal?
For a basic file, 400. For more complex, like commercial type stuff, 500.
Is it specific to EXP agents or are we open to any agents?
I'm open to any agent. Yep.
As long as the money's good, she'll do it.
Yep.
All right. As long as it's green.
I've done a couple files for Johnny, but we have an amazing team TC. I TC for Barry Mathis's entire team. I do TC for Brent's Frontline, and I TC for Drew Johnston for 2 years. So
Yeah, so
they're
lots of
really
experience.
Great references and a good experience.
Yep. And then a couple other vendors I wanted to shout out that are here visiting. We got Chad Francis right here over frantically taking notes. if you have clients who are who have closed on a property and need a trust updated, have them reach out to Chad. He does that and so much more. He's a financial advisor. Chad, 30 seconds or less. What on your, you stand up so we can see it.
So a lot of it is helping clients with wealth management, saving on taxes, investments, going through living trusts, insurance, anything they need that a dollar sign is attached to that is not what all of you wonderful people do, which is the real estate side of things. So I'm not here to sell homes, not here to do the lending, but anything else that a dollar sign touches, I can help with. And so that's a big part of what I do that Johnny and I got to have a wonderful experience yesterday on the radio.
Yeah, we got to record a radio show, so that's coming out in 2 weeks. And so if you want to learn more about Chad, tune into that. 1380 The Answer. 1380 The Answer. All right. And then last but certainly not least, Gerard. This guy fixes problems. Gerard, he's a credit repair guy. What's your claim to fame? Just thinking 30 seconds or less.
He's claim to fame. We once got a person about 215 points in a matter of about 60 days.
Boom.
We focus on deletions. That's what we do. We don't focus on, there's other credit repair companies that kind of focus a little bit more on debt consolidation, et cetera. We don't really focus in that realm. Our point is to get the items removed. So they get back to you guys. As the gentleman said here, I don't sell houses. I don't pretend to know rates. I just know they're high. But I just know with what we can do, you can get a high market, high rates. We're going to be able to help you guys and your clients get the best deal possible out there. All right.
Awesome. All right. And then what's the best way to get a hold of you, Gerard?
I will leave some cards out on the table.
For the people online though.
Oh, phone number, area 916.
Sorry, my dialer's kicking in. It wants me to call people. What was it? 516?
No, 916.
916.
316. 4218.
4218.
He's not on the credit button on that. What's up?
He is, yeah. So if you're on the Made for More team on WhatsApp, we have a credit repair doctor. That's Gerard. So awesome. All right. And then last but certainly not least, JJ, what's happening in the wonderful world of lending? Please give him a round of applause as he walks to the front.
All right, what's up, guys? JJ Mack, American Pacific. Good to see you all in the new year. I'm excited to be here. And I can give it up for Gerard. He's worked with several of our clients and credit scores went through the roof. So thank you. Appreciate you as always. So yeah, I'll start with interest rates. You know, over the last 6 weeks, we have seen rates get lower. This week, we've seen some plateauing. However, tomorrow is unemployment data. Unemployment data is coming out. Right now, we're at 3.6% unemployment. We're thinking that unemployment rates are going to go up, which means rates should get better. 3.7, even 3.8% unemployment data, and then wages should be coming down. If that happens, rates should continue to go down. Now, that's what should happen. Now, obviously, the government doesn't always want that to happen because it makes them look bad, right? If rates get, if unemployment goes worse, then, oh, we don't like those guys. We want unemployment rates to get better. So we'll see what actually happens, but more than likely, we will see rates continue. With that being said, I did want to talk about, now that we're in the new year, something really quick. We're going to see, anybody here ever played that game? I don't know why I just thought of this, but King of the Hill, when you were younger, you ever played that? Remember like being at the very top of the hill? It's easier to stay on the top when you're at the top, right? You know, people are trying to get up at you, could push them down. It's easier to push somebody down versus when you're trying to climb up, right? You're trying to climb up and get to that position. It's the same thing as in your lines of work, in my line of work, you have a database, right? When you pick up the phone and you call the people at your database, are they going to answer? Yeah, absolutely they are, because they love you. You've worked with them. They want to work with you again. When you pick up the phone, you call your Zillow leads, are they going to answer? Maybe, maybe not. And they might want to get you off the phone quickly if they do answer. But here's the thing. We don't always do a good job keeping our databases in front of us, right? We do a great job calling the leads every single day. I know Johnny's team does an amazing job at that. We talk to leads all the time. But one of the things that I was realizing when I was making my business plan was I've made all these things that I want to do this next year. I want to start doing this. I want to do this. I want to do this and this, start gaining all this new traction in all these new markets. But how can I continue to keep my database at our forefront, right? Did you know that 80% of your business is made out of 20% of your database?
Yep.
Why am I not doing a better job at continuing to call my database? That's where the business is going to come from. So at this time of year, and why am I telling you this as a lender? Well, I wanted to share this with you because you need to position yourself with a lender that's going to do the same thing that you are. Because when you work with a lender that's not doing that, when you're a first-time home buyer, more than likely you're going to reach out to a realtor first. Once you've already purchased a home, that client may not want to bug you as a real estate agent because they don't know if they can qualify again. Now they know what they need to do. So they might reach out to the lender first. When doing so, if they worked with Rocket or somebody else in the past and they didn't work with you, that new lender, I'm not going to use Rocket again. I'm going to go online and search for somebody else. They search for somebody else. They find a lender. That lender says, hey, you should go work with my real estate agent. And now all of a sudden that database that you thought you were doing a good job with, now that person's going somewhere else. It's so important. Believe me, guys, go out, do as much as you can with your database, go talk to them, make the calls, put that in your business plans for this year. And I promise you, you'll be more successful and work with a lender that's going to game plan with you and do the same exact things so you can be profitable in 2020.
Love it. Love it. All right. What questions you have for JJ?
Does you have any questions or anything? Otherwise, I'll get out of here and the real man can talk.
Yeah. All right. All right. Good stuff. By the way, JJ, what loans do you do? Because I know some people, like, the reason why we started working together was because they only did a cookie cutter, like, hey, unless their FICO score is this, unless they're doing single family home, that was it.
Yep.
What type of loans do you do?
Yeah. So thanks for asking. Basically just vanilla 800 credit scores.
So we got that. Gerard will get them there. Gerard will get them there and then send them to JJ.
Sure. Yeah. I love it. So yeah, basically, pretty much anything. That's one of the things that when I brought Lindsay on, Lindsay's my loan partner. She came on, she's like, JJ, do you ever turn a deal down? Like, why are we always working with, like, it's like all these different types of clients, not just your conventional FHA. Like, when do you ever turn somebody away? It's like, well, we don't. Let's try and figure out a way to make it work, right? So I think we have a hard money loan going right now. We have a commercial loan going right now. We have many multifamily loans going on. So mobile homes.
We do jumbo loans, we do down payment assistance, we have multiple outlets for that. Multiple outlets for, I mean, the hard money came because we started with a conventional loan, that didn't work. We went to a bank statement loan, that didn't pan out. Ended up going with hard money, got it approved. I mean, I will say about JJ, one of the kind of pillars of American Pacific Mortgage is Scrappy, and JJ is the scrappiest person I know. He has never turned something down. I'm like, JJ, I don't think this is gonna work. He's like, oh, we'll find a way. And we always do. And this last year was a lot, the market changed and there was a lot of growth in diversifying what, as new products were needed. We incorporated that into our business. So we do tribal loans. I mean, there's almost no products that we don't.
One-stop shop.
Yeah, I don't know that there's much that other people do that we can't do. And if there is, let me know. Yes.
Yeah, we can help the person through that 100%.
And if it's something that if there's a product that someone's offering that we don't offer, let us know. We want to incorporate.
Love it. Love it. All right. So everybody give JJ a round of applause. Would it be, JJ talked about script or talked about calling your database. Would it be helpful if I gave you a quick script to call your database so you know what to say, so you're not coming off a salesy? Yep. Do it. All right. So we'll turn this around. No, I won't. So, all right. So the script is super easy, very simple. Who am I going to call? Raise your hand if you want me to call you. Tom. I'm calling Tom. All right. So ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, Tom. It's Johnny. How are you doing?
Hey, Johnny, what's up?
Not much. Hey, happy New Year. Hey, man, I'm in between appointments. Very key that you say that. So these calls don't last longer than 5 minutes. I thought I'm in between appointments, but I was scrolling through my contacts, came across your name. We haven't talked in a while. Dude, what's new in your world?
Just getting over the holidays, getting back in the swing of things, kids back to school, decorations down, just trying to, lose all this Christmas weight I gained.
All the Christmas weight. I'm with you. I'm with you, man. All right. And then he's going to ask me, more small talk a little bit. He's going to eventually ask me, hey, what's new? What's up with you? What's going on with your life? So,
Johnny, what is new with you? It's been a while since we talked.
Oh man, life is good. Life is crazy. So we do have a new baby on the way. I'm with this awesome real estate team, just partnered with Tom Daves. And so we're the most Google review team. We've won all these different awards, but hey man, if you get me talking about real estate, I won't be able to stop. Let's do this. How about we get some time on the books and when we can really catch up? Do you have time this Friday or Saturday?
this weekend, but Monday or Tuesday looks free.
Monday or Tuesday, mornings or afternoons work best for you? Afternoon, all right, do you like Four Score Coffee?
Dude,
Awesome, well, hey, let's connect to Four Score Coffee at, you said afternoons at 1 o'clock, does that work?
yeah, one works.
All right, man, see you there, looking forward to it. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, did that come off salesy at all? Eventually they'll ask you, you do not talk about real estate, do not take the bait, they're trying to be polite, they really don't want to talk to you about real estate, right? So just acknowledge it, say some stuff about yourself and then get off, okay? And then set the appointment. And then at that in-person appointment is when you can really talk about, hey, again, if it comes up, we're trying to do relationship building. All they need to do is they need to think, when they think realtor, when they think real estate, they need to think you. We're not trying to close them. That makes sense? Is that good? All right, so now you know who to call and you know what to say. Yeah.
You're not looking for a need on a phone call, but you're looking for it at the appointment. You're just building rapport and eventually it's going to come up.
Mhm.
And so even if there's no need at all, it's still a good appointment for you. It's
Correct.
Time well spent. You're investing in a relationship, investing in time, and that's real estate's non-essential.
That's all you're doing is you're just building relationships with people. And who you're calling people that know you and that want to talk to you. You're not cold calling like the guy that beat you up in high school 20 years ago, right? Like, unless you guys are suddenly friends, you're not calling that person, right? You're not calling your crazy aunt who you just survived the holidays with and you never want to see until next year. So, yeah, good stuff.
I
Oh,
actually got, like, I have somebody who's referred to 5 pieces of business in the last however many, let's say 5 years, maybe, and they've never bought a house for me.
They were pretty big about it.
But we went and got coffee together.
that's solid.
Yeah.
That's 100% what happens.
Yeah.
100%.
Ask everybody coffee and just build your network that way.
And then when you're meeting them for coffee, you can stack the appointments. You can stack the appointments. So that way I'm not just meeting Tom for one off, but I'm meeting Tom from 1 to 1:30. Hey man, I got to get off to my next appointment. You stand up, everybody leaves. You come back inside, sit down, get another coffee. All right, and then right. I mean that's what the escrow officers. That's what Tanya does. She's like, all right, bye, and then I leave, and then I'm like, she's still in there. What do you got?
Tell them, don't be late, because I got another one right after you.
Yeah.
Don't be late.
I love the idea of stacking appointments, but if you can also use that as a time to connect people that should be meeting, so you're gonna meet JJ from 1 to 1:30.
Yep.
Hey JJ, I got someone that I think you'd really like to meet.
Absolutely.
He's a financial advisor and he walks in the door. You can do a warm introduction while you're going to your next meeting.
Yeah, that's strong. That's a good way to pass them off and provide value to your network.
So if your meeting's right there, and then you're like, okay, you gotta go. You gotta go, okay? You're getting right now.
Or have you, if you stack, look at the cat.
Yeah. And don't worry, and don't worry about coming off as like salesy or like that you're a machine. People like to see people who are busy. People want to be associated with successful people. So long tangent, but was that valuable? Was that good? All right. Well, please welcome to the front of the room our keynote speaker for today, Mr. Eric Lofholm.
Happy New Year, everybody. First meeting of the year, and I'm excited to be with you guys here today. We're going to talk about action. And is there anybody here in the room that would recognize, you know what, this year in my real estate business, I need to take more action than I did last. Note taker, your first idea for today is that action is a skill set. And a lot of people live into the idea of I am inconsistent, thinking that's who they are, when consistency is a skill set. A procrastinator, you can become a non-procrastinator and get yourself to take action. So we're going to talk about some ideas that you guys can do. And I wanted to show you some prospecting that I did this morning that already worked. And so I like to do electronic prospecting. And this is a message that I sent somebody on Facebook Messenger. And what I want you to think about your smartphone is your smartphone is an ATM machine. And at one of the PCAR meetings, there was don't remember which agent it was, but a top agent, that's who we have to speak at the PCAR meetings for Brent. And they said that you have $5 million in pipeline on your smartphone sitting there right now. So it's like, I need the leads. Where do I find it's that thing that you look at 1,000 times a day.
Yep.
And so does anybody here, this is an audio message that I sent at 9:50 this morning. the way you send an audio message on Messenger, there's a little microphone button. And so you just press the button, so I'll just send this guy a message. Hey, Nick, thanks for messaging me back. I haven't listened to your message yet, but I'm looking forward to listening to it. Okay, so I just sent a message. Took me 5 seconds to do a nurture touch to this individual. Does anybody send audio messages over Messenger, just out of curiosity? Okay, a couple of you. How many of you think that's a good idea? Okay, I love this idea. All right, so that was sent at 9:50 and he already responded back. Okay, then I did one last night. This is a video message. So I sent this gentleman a video message, and so just me talking into my phone, hit send. It's not a generic message. It was personalized to him. And he did not respond. That was last night. So I messaged him again this morning at 9:32. Because I'm persistent like that. Can we set up a call? And he goes, we got some big changes, blah, blah, blah. I'll get back to you, exciting stuff. So I sent him the text at 9:32 this morning. He already messaged me back. So electronic messaging and turning your smartphone into an ATM, that's something that you guys can do for the new. I'll tell you a very brief story about Mary, who's up in Auburn. She's an EXP agent, and I was on a coaching call with her, encouraging her to prospect, and she was like really resisting prospecting. Is there anybody here that recognizes, you know what, I need to do more prospecting this coming year? Okay, so here's a little action tip if you want to get yourself to do more prospecting. So the way that I do it is I gamify my prospecting. Does anybody ever do gamification for things like walking steps, or you got these apps on your phone to track whatever, and so you can gamify your prospecting. So here's my game: 25 or more Monday through Friday. And I count everything. So if it's a nurture touch, I count that. If I call somebody, I count that. If I do the audio message on Facebook, I count that. So if it's 8:30 at night and I look at my numbers for the day and I'm at 20, and how I track it is I'll just go through my text history at 8:30. I'll count all the texts I did. I'll look at my Facebook Messenger. I'll look at my email. Okay, I'm at 20 for the day. All right. So if my game is 25 and it's 8:30 at night and I'm at 20, what am I likely going to do? I'm going to do 5 more. But if I'm not playing the game and I look at my phone and I realize I did 20, what am I going to do? I'm be like, I crushed it today. I did 20. And I go watch TV or go do whatever. So do you see how gamification creates the motivation? Our conversation is action. Action is a skill set. So if you gamify, you could gamify your open houses. So you say, okay, I'm going to do an open house a week. I'm going to do 52 in 2024. Let's just say that was your game. Or somebody else says, I want to do a bunch of open houses. And they're not really focused on it. So gamify your open houses. You could gamify your networking. You can gamify leads into the database. I'm going to enter 50 new leads into my database every single month as an example. By the end of the year, you'll be at whatever the math is on that. So gamification is a really powerful idea. When it comes to action, action happens in the present moment. So the way I think about it, all I have to do today is take action today. And if I'm going to work till say 9 o'clock at night, not like straight through, but work and have the family time in the evening and probably wrap up my day at, let's say, 9 o'clock. See, here's my mindset. All I have to do is give great effort today until 9 o'clock. And if I want to have a great year, all I have to do is give great effort tonight until 9 o'clock. Because all I can do is today. And then what happens tomorrow? What am I going to do tomorrow? I'm going to have a great day tomorrow. So I was consistent in 2023, one day at a time. So how many of you, let's just say your day was 9 o'clock like my day, maybe it's sooner, maybe you stay up a little bit later, but let's say your cutoff was 9 o'clock. How many of you could be like, you know what, I could give good or great effort today until 9. How many of you think that's doable? And then you just do it again tomorrow. And you just do it again the next day. So it's a present moment thing. So let's say you get off track. You're one day away from getting back on track. Instead of beating yourself up, just say, you know what, tomorrow's a new day. Fresh start, clean slate, let's go. All right. Okay, couple things about mindset. And so our mind is probably more powerful than what you realize. And you can't think negative and positive at the same time. You can only think positive or somewhere in between. If we shut these blinds and all this, and we made this room where there was no outside light, and we turned off the lights in the room, what would happen to the room? Obviously, it goes dark, right? And then if we turn the light on, what happens to the darkness? Darkness, it can't be light and dark at the same time. So when your mind goes into a dark place, when your mind goes into fear around interest rates, inventory, etc., just understand if you shift your thinking into positive, then that negative is going to disappear. And in charge of your thoughts. That's right, we are. We're in charge of our thoughts. Here's another way of saying it. Fear and faith can't coexist. Fear and faith can't coexist. So you're getting ready to go in and do a listing presentation. You're going to have a mindset when you, if it's in the home, let's say you're meeting in our home, you're going to do a kitchen table presentation or sit the couch or whatever you do. When you walk in that door, you're going to have a mindset of how you think it's going to go. You might be like, there's no way I'm getting this listing. They already told me Tom Davis is coming in tomorrow, right? Some superstar like Tom, right? Well, you're not doing listings anymore. You're focused on different. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you used to have to compete against Tom, but we don't have to anymore. So cuts this a little slack. But if you were going up against a superstar like Tom, could that maybe be like intimidating? Right? And so that might affect your mindset. So if you go in with the mindset, I'm probably not going to get the listing, that's going to create a certain way. That's like an abstract idea, right? It's going to create a certain way. If you're coming from fear, you're going to create a certain way. Your action is going to be a certain way. If you're coming from expectation of a yes, you're going to create a certain way. So you get to decide what's the mindset that you're going to come from. And we all get to choose that. Okay, here's the next action technique, and this is one that I personally love. And it's coming from a position of planting your flag. Coming from a position of planting your flag in any area of your life. So if somebody starts in real estate and they, instead of planting their flag, they come from a position of, I'm going to dip my toe in the water and see how this thing works out. That's a place to come from. Could the prospect that you're trying to get to give you the real estate business, could they feel you being, I'm going to dip my toe in the water? Sure. And they may choose not to hire you because they feel that. They don't even tell you that, but that's what they're feeling. So planting your flag. Where else could that idea be applicable beyond real estate production? Relationships, goal setting, fitness, our marriage, our spiritual life, agent attraction, right? So when we're committed, it's a certain energy that we're putting out there. So it's something to think about planting your flag, planting your flag in your business. And maybe one of you will make a decision today, you know what? I didn't really come from a place last year of planting my flag, right? That's how JJ shows up as plant my flag. Right? When he's at the front of the room, we get commitment from him. It's like, that's the kind of lender that I want to do business with, right? Or this gentleman with credit repair. That's how you came across it. I'm meeting you for the first time. Like, this is somebody who's committed. He's planted his flag. This is what I do. I want to talk briefly about agent attraction. I tell you guys this idea pretty much every time I speak. So when you reach out to an agent, how long does an electronic message take to reach out to another agent about the possibility of starting a conversation with them about EXP? It takes about how long? I always say, I'd say 2 minutes. It takes less than 2, but I'd say generally speaking, 2 minutes. So if you're going to reach out to 5 agents today for agent attraction, how much time is that?
10 minutes.
10 minutes a day. All right. How many of you have 10 minutes a day that you could invest if you chose to in agent attraction by a show of hands? See, we all have that 10 minutes. And that's a phenomenal use of your time because of the leverage that it creates. It's a different way of making money. And so what some people will say, they'll come from a position of, I'm all about production. Nothing wrong with that, right? I'm all about production. But if your mindset is, I'm all about production, how much agent attraction are you going to do? You're not going to do any, because you're all about production. How about instead of saying, just shift it, just tweak it just a little bit? Because the action of agent attraction, if I'm all about production, my agent attraction is going to be 0. And I'm going to say, I know I need to do it, but I never do it. That will be your mantra. I know I need to do it, but I never do it. So instead of saying I'm 100% production, how about I'm 98% production, 2% agent attraction. I consistently reach out to 5 people a day. When you're building an organization, here's a little thought for you. Your team will do whatever you do and a little bit less. Your team will do whatever you do and a little bit less. So here's where the math can get really interesting. If you do 5 a day and you gamify it, if you can hear what I'm telling you right now and just do this, it could shift your whole life if you want to build an organization. So 5 per day, and you gamify it. So let's say you've done 1 and it's 8:30 tonight. And you look at your phone and you did 1. What are you going to do? 4 more. Just pull out your phone and you're going to invite them to the next P-card meeting. You're going to say, hey, let's have a coffee. You're going to say, hey, I'd love to hear about your goals. Or, hey, I'm looking to network with other agents here in the area. I'd love to get together, get to know you better. Okay. So you do 5 per day. And that's 25 a week. That's 100 a month. That's 1,200 a year. If you actually did that, that's 10 minutes a day, guys. 1,200 a year. If you actually did that, how many of you believe that your organization would build? Now, here's where it gets interesting. Your team will do whatever you do and what? A little bit less. Okay. So what if all you did was get 3 people to do this? So you have a team of 10, 7 are like, I want to be production, but you get 3 of them to just model the simple little thing. So now it's you plus 3 times that is 3,600. That's 4,800 touches on a team of 4. Isn't that fascinating? That's on 10 minutes a day. All right, moving on. Action is a story. So when I'm coaching somebody, what comes out in the coaching call, what you guys will do is you'll tell me your story. So I'm working with this woman yesterday, and she tells me her story. And she says, I'm unwilling to wealth build because I prioritize my relationship with my wife and kids, or my husband and my husband and my kids. And I'm unwilling to sacrifice my relationship with my husband and my kids to wealth build. And I said, you got it wrong. I said, I don't have to sacrifice any of that for wealth building. Because what I do is I make the money, and then the extra money that I have, I invest it, and then the money's working for me. So when I'm wealth building, I'm not actually doing anything. The money's working for me. She had it in her head that she was going to have to sacrifice. And I'm like, you got it confused. So she was telling me I'm self-sabotaging because she didn't want to create, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So do you see how you changed the story? Okay. So what is your action story? Just think about that as you go through your day today. What is your story about consistency? What is your story about agent attraction? What is your story about prospecting? Right now, Johnny was sharing a great script, and it was a phone call script. But some of you might go, I don't know if I'm going to pick up that phone. So he shared a prospecting strategy one way, and I shared it a different way, but they both work. All right. So if you don't want to pick up the phone, okay, find a different way to prospect electronically. Facebook Messenger. You go, I don't like Facebook. Okay, then do LinkedIn. Well, I don't like LinkedIn. Okay, well, find something you like and do that. Texting, email, LinkedIn, social media. If you like to network, do networking. If you don't like to network, okay, find what you like. What's going to resonate with you? If it's open houses, there was a panel, Tom, that you were on at PCAR one time, and that it was you and a couple other people. And as you guys were answering the questions, you all answered it differently on how you grew your business. I think one person was running ads and the other person was open houses, and you were doing it with marketing. And so you just find what's going to work with you so you can get your action in alignment with what you like doing. So I like speaking. So this is what I do all the time. Okay. JJ likes to speak, right? JJ likes to plant his flag and he's consistent when he comes to this meeting. So that's what he likes to do. So you find what's going to work for you. So think about your action story. And I'll give you guys, we'll do 2 more ideas here and then we'll wrap up because we gotta jet out of here in just a little bit. Action as a declaration. So I want to give you a distinction between a declaration and an affirmation. And you guys have probably all heard of affirmations. Okay. So the difference is affirmations are things that we say. Declarations are things that we say that we also are being. So if I say, I'm unconditional love to my kids, I say those words. I affirm I'm unconditional love to my kids, but I'm blowing up at them. I'm yelling at my kids. I'm not over here being unconditional love. So that would be like an affirmation. I'm saying it, but I'm not being it. If I'm being it, I'm going to call it a declaration. A declaration. Okay. So I'm being 25 or more prospecting outreaches Monday through Friday. I'm not just saying it. Oh, I'm going to play this game and I never play. No, I'm going to say I'm going to play the game and I'm playing the game. Okay. So my declaration is I am massive action. Now, the problem with being massive action is you got to take a lot of action. So this is just kind of like how I'm crazy. So New Year's Eve at 11:30 at night, I was running a sales presentation on Zoom because my client was in England. And so it was already New Year's Day because nobody's going to want to talk to me here in America at 11:30 at night. So I closed the sale at 11:30 at night on New Year's Eve. Now I'm crazy like that. But that's an example of the problem if you declare I am massive action. You end up doing crazy stuff like that. But I was able to successfully close the sale. So you might want to think about what are you speaking about action? And some people declare I am inconsistent. I am a procrastinator as a state of being. And you're showing up in that way. So you might think about making a shift there. And the last thing we'll do, we'll end it with a little fun. It's a little Tony Robbins thing because I used to be a speaker for Tony. So I'm going to say good morning to you guys. And you're going to say good morning back at a level 6 on a scale of 1 to 10. All you have to do is say good morning. Does everybody understand the instructions? Say yes.
Yes.
Let's give it right. Here we go. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Wow, that's a good 6. That's really good. Okay, we're going to try it again. This time we're going to play at a level 8. A little more energy, a little more enthusiasm. And if some of you want to smile this time, you have my permission to smile. Let's go try. Here we go. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
All right, we're going to try it one last time. This is the last time we're going to do it. I want you to give it everything you got. We're going to play at a level 10. You can stay seated. I'm going to say good morning. You guys say good morning back at a level 10. Last time we're going to do it. Let's go try. Here we go. Good morning, everyone. Okay. Now these guys are like, I hope they're done.
That's why we'll get another office.
Yeah, no, first time we did it, we played it a 6. Last time we played it a 10. First time we played it a 6. Last time we played it a 10. So I want you to think about recently in your real estate business, as you've been coming to work on a daily basis, what level have you been playing at? In the area of prospecting in your real estate business, what level have you been playing at? In the area of attitude and enthusiasm, something that we have total control over. What level have you been playing at? And the level 10 metaphor goes far beyond your business. It ripple affects our whole life. What level have you been playing at in the relationships with the people that you care about the most? For me, that's my wife and kids. What level have you been playing at in your health over the last 30 days and beyond? What level have you been playing at spiritually? Because my belief is you get out of life what it is that you put into it. And all the rewards are for those that play full out. But who decides what level we play at?
We do.
How many of you recognize as I went through those different areas, at least one area of your life, you're like, you know what? I really need to be playing at a higher level in that area. How many recognize at least one? Okay. So the opportunity is to say, I'm going to take action. I'm going to step up in that area. So today's message was about action. I hope at least one thing resonated with you. And I'm going to turn it over to Johnny for any final thoughts before we wrap up our meeting.
Awesome. What are we gonna do? So we will be here next week. We'll be meeting here next week, and we are going to be having a person speak on tax strategy. So unfortunately, if you were going to spend any money or do any tax strategies last year, you know, that clock is gone. But if you want to maximize what you've already done and learn more about it, we'll be talking about that next Thursday. This is actually something that Brent recommended. And this is something that's been, I don't know if they've worked with the Trumps, but they have at least been interviewed by the Trumps. And so I don't know, the guy doesn't seem to pay a lot in taxes, and neither I don't want to either. So I would suggest you all show up if you want to learn more about tax saving strategies. And then the following week, we're going to be having a PCAR event. So again, that's free, and we're going to fly in a world-renowned speaker. We don't know exactly, we're not announcing who that is just yet, but we're going to be covering about prospecting. So Eric spoke about prospecting. JJ spoke about prospecting. You've seen a theme here and how important this is for your business. It's going to be PCAR on the 18th. So with that, have a fantastic day, all. Thank you for coming. Buy online.